Hey guys, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I am in Santa Ana, California. I am at Main Place Mall. I got a call from a subscriber, Lisa in Huntington Beach. She said, Dan, you got to check out Main Place Mall. It's completely destroyed, and I have not been in here in years, so we're going to go ahead and check it out together. I'm going to share some of the national news, got a lot of stuff to talk about. Please don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, share it with all your friends and colleagues, and let's get into it. First things first, there's a JCPenney's that's still open, and that is a store I am shocked is still open. But as I ride down the escalator to go to the first floor, this was the mall that they filmed Kindergarten Cop in. The opening scene, Arnold Schwarzenegger all gruffed out is chasing the bad guy Richard Tyson. This was the mall they shot it in. This was built in the late 80s. It was designed to be the premier mall to compete against South Coast Plaza, which is arguably one of the best malls in the country. That's just about 10-15 miles up the road. Okay. First things first, they take a lot of the empty spots that they have here, and this is a trick that they do. We saw this in Palm Desert where they cover these places up with signage and act like it's no big deal. But this is definitely a whole corner that's vacant right now, which leads me to my first story, and that is how inflation and pricing and product supply is affecting business right now. First things first, paint. Paint is going up 9% right now on average across the board. And the big problem with paint is there's a supply problem with paint. People cannot get enough of it. Painting contractors are complaining that they cannot meet the demand for jobs that they already have. And you can say, oh, big deal, what's that have to do with anything? You just mix paint now and match colors. It's a huge problem because when you have a large job, you need to have consistency of the dye lot, consistency of the paint color, and just mixing and matching. You want everything to fade the same, you want it to wear the same, you don't want to mix brands, and it creates a problem. This is the supply problem that we're seeing over and over again. And the other thing is lumber. Right now, lumber, guys, is still up almost 40% from where it was a year ago. So that's a huge problem, and it shows zero signs of slowing down right now with lumber. But the biggest problem with all of home improvement and with construction, fasteners, connectors, things that hold things together, flashing. There's houses and housing projects, roofing, that cannot get completed because they don't have the material to do that right now. So you're gonna see this continue through summer and be a huge, huge problem. So behind me is the Nordstrom's that's been closed for a couple years now. And they also lost a Olive Garden that closed from here and moved across the street. But this leads to my next story, which is in Arizona. This was sent by another subscriber, which I really appreciate. And that was Senate Bill HB 2617. What this allows for in Arizona is this, and that is your home equity is not safe from creditors. If you have creditors, they can come after your home equity. If it's above $50,000, they can now attach that. So this leads a lot of people that you may have credit card debt, you may have certain problems that you didn't pay a medical bill, and now they can come after that and they can collect that. So this is going to create real problems for people in the future. They got rid of the homestead exemption, completely changed it around. So now it makes it so that larger debts, smaller debts, they can come after you and collect that against your home's equity. And Doug Ducey did this, the governor of Arizona, and it's going to be interesting to see if other states are going to follow in the future as well. About a third of the way through the mall. There's been a few vacancies, about half a dozen. Nothing earth-shattering, but coming August 2021, Bed Bath & Body Works is going to be here. And then next to that, you've got another closure. MK Jewelers is going to reopen in 2021. So we'll see if they do. Here's something we just can't get away from right now, and that's Bitcoin. And Tony Hawk, the professional skateboarder, he was at the Bitcoin 21 conference, and he was on a fireside chat called Countercultures Go Mainstream. And he was talking about how he purchased Bitcoin in 2012. Guys, the average Bitcoin in 2012 was only $13. $13. Okay? $13 in 2012. Today, it hit in the $31,000 range. Now, when do you get out? When this is the question I keep asking you guys. Oh, don't worry, over time it's going to go up. Look at what it did from 2012 to 2013. You know, Tony Hawk said he hasn't sold anything. He donated 4 Bitcoin to a charity recently, but he has not sold any. And again, I'm getting, you know, all this stuff about how Bitcoin's going to be the future. It's going to go to 100,000 by the end of the year, but nobody can back it up. Now, this whole thing, with it being this bottomless pit, you know, black hole that nobody can get to, is kind of ridiculous when the Colonial Pipeline money, the ransom money, half of that got recollected today. And they think they've got a good idea where the other half is. Well, I thought they couldn't find this. I thought it was untraceable. I thought you cannot get this stuff. So again, guys, you know, share your thoughts on where Bitcoin is going to go. When do you sell it? Now, I know if you're a mook and you bought it at $64,000 and now it's at $32,000 or whatever it is this morning, you're freaking out and, oh, don't worry, it's going to go to 100,000. That's what you're thinking. But again, told you the story. We were told about a guy, Jeremiah Babe and I, when we were in Palm Springs, about a man who borrowed against his house and bought a Bitcoin over 60 grand. He's an idiot, okay? Tony Hawk is a guy you need to look at as well. Tony Hawk is a brilliant guy because he says something that you need to think about, and that is, if you love doing something and you get paid for it, it's not work, guys. So find something that you're good at, find something that you love to do, and you'll be surprised. You'll be able to make money doing that, but find that out, you know, pursue that, and you can make money. But is Tony Hawk crazy for not selling? Should he have sold? I mean, we don't know if he has 5 of these, if he's got $10,000 worth he bought at 13 bucks a piece. We just don't know the number, but share your thoughts. I'm sure there's going to be speculation on what Tony Hawk owns. And again, the altcoins, you know, people keep telling me about all these altcoins that you put 60 bucks and you're going to make, you know, 250,000. It's preposterous. But the dark hole of secrecy is kind of eroding away before your eyes, guys. There's going to be accountability for this. Here's 2 stores right next to each other, completely closed. They got the markings down here on the first floor. You know, I like this. They're showing merchandise in the windows and saying, look, this is available at PacSun, but this store is completely closed. Now, as I head to the second floor, the first floor really, I'm as bad, but it wasn't that bad. I've seen a lot worse with other malls, but definitely had probably a dozen closures up there, which leads me to my next story, and that is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett just did something interesting. He invested $500 million in a Brazilian bank called Nubank. And that's interesting because the company is going to go public. It hasn't gone public yet, but Warren put money in that. It's in Brazil. The one thing that Warren Buffett did recently that's very interesting is he sold the majority, almost all of his stock and his position in Wells Fargo here in the United States. So is this a telling sign that he's giving up on local banks here in the States? You know, interesting. Now, there's another thing. Mark Cuban, he invested in the new digital app called Dave. Dave is an app for financing and for people that are budget conscious, trying not to be overdrawn at their bank. Mark Cuban has invested heavily in this, and it's the future of banking, online banking. One thing that's absolutely criminal is, I think this started with Wells Fargo, as a matter of fact, in that they changed the parameters for an overdraft. And what they did was, let's say you have 8 charges in a weekend. You buy coffee, you buy this, you buy that. You got small charges from $2 to $100. And let's say you're overdrawn by $20 come Monday, and the banking day processes. What they'll do is they will pay the largest transaction first and give you overdraft fees for all those small transactions at $35 a whack. Wells Fargo invented this, and it's absolutely horrific because you can have somebody be overdrawn for, $25 and pay half a dozen overdraft fees. So the idea with this Dave app is that it's designed to eliminate that, where it's tied to your bank. Check it out. Have you guys ever looked into anything like this, any of these digital apps to save money and to avoid payday loans? So let me know, okay? I'm curious. Now here's something we saw in Palm Desert, where they take a storefront and they decorate it now. Instead of it just being closed, it's decorated so that it looks like there's something here, but in fact, this place is available and completely shut down. Here's a story out of Detroit, and that is from the Ford Motor Company. Ford announced yesterday a brand new pickup truck called the Maverick. The cool thing about this is that it is under $20,000 is the base price. It's going to come out, it looks like, in September, and it's smaller than the F-150. It's 3 feet shorter, 7 inches tall, 7 inches smaller than the F-150. It's also smaller than the Ford Ranger, but it's a hybrid. So it's a combination of gas with the gas and electric motor, and they're gonna start at $20,000, which is always a joke, because when you add stuff on it, oh, you want wheels, that costs more. But again, it's gonna be a very inexpensive truck. The most profitable vehicle with Ford is their pickup trucks. The F-150, those things are outrageously expensive right now, and it will be interesting to see what the actual price is. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I just walked by 2 vacant places right there. It's worse on that side of the mall than it is over here. But what do you guys think about this? Would you buy a hybrid pickup truck? I owned a hybrid. I owned a Prius at one point. It was great. The car was fuel efficient. I just don't know if you're going to use it for work. If you're going to load anything, I don't know how it would be. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. But again, Ford's coming out with this, and they're trying to get ahead of the game. And price is a big issue. So starting price under $20,000. What that means, we will see. Now the story that won't go away, that's in all of our faces, is inflation. Deutsche Bank's their chief economist, David Volkerts-Landau, I like saying that guy's name, David Volkerts-Landau, he says that this is going to be an exploding time bomb in all of our faces, because the most vulnerable people in our society are the ones that are going to pay the most for products and goods and services. There's so many stories on inflation right now. I could bore you guys with this for half an hour, but a couple things that are funny are Warren Buffett's scenario. Here's how you solve the inflation problem. Invest in companies that are inflation proof and have to raise their prices right now. So the ultimate business, he said, in an inflationary market is if you owned a toll bridge that was unregulated. Okay, think about that. Hey, you want to get to the other side, to the island? It's $1,000, okay? Well, we all don't have the money to invest, and the average person doesn't have the money to invest right now. The average person is trying to survive and buy food right now. So with that being said, this is a problem. It's a problem in China. It's a problem worldwide right now, that goods and services are skyrocketing, okay? You're seeing it everywhere you go, and at the gas pump mainly. You're seeing it if you are buying anything in a business, and insurance is going up. You've seen a lot of things that I've seen lately that are affecting people that they're writing to me about. So share your thoughts, guys. What are you going to do to solve this? Stock up now. The CEO of Five Below, this guy says, well, we're well positioned for the inflationary market. Well, sure, they're just going to raise their prices from $5, guys. And that's the problem with these dollar stores, the 99-cent store, and now Five Below, which is a store that had really cool merchandise for $5 and below, is that they're just going to raise the price. So you're going to see that go up like everywhere else. So share your thoughts. I'm really curious as to what you guys think about this. Now this is the second floor that used to be the Nordstrom's, and it's now called Open Market OC. And you've got these individual shops that are individually owned and operated inside the mall. Actually, this is pretty interesting because you've got decent merchandise, it looks like, throughout. And like, for example, this spot would be available. Somebody could rent. But all these different individual stores, kind of cool, kind of different. Share your thoughts. You think this is the future for malls to take over the large spaces and rent them out to individuals and smaller companies? What do you guys think? I'm going to end it with this one, and that is a story out of Forbes magazine, and that is how to move your company towards a digital-first business structure. Now, here's the thing. The future that we are living through, we're living through history right now as I walk through this semi-empty mall, is that what can you sell on a digital platform and convert your business to a digital first mentality? And that is, again, I told you guys about the law firm that's a trial attorney that moved everything online. All the meetings are via Zoom. They got rid of their office space. The guy saves $13,000 a month on his rent. This is what you need. I have somebody else that teaches lawyers to pass the California bar exam. Everything's digital now. She doesn't have to rent expensive hotel rooms and classrooms and things like that. That's the digital platform. People can buy her videos and buy her classes online, and it's saving her $1,000, thousands of dollars a month is what it's saving her, but she's making more gross profit on that. What can you do to run your business in that fashion? What can you sell over and over again? What digital assets can you create that you can sell over and over again? You guys figure that out. You guys will make yourself a great side hustle, a great fortune. Ooh, as I get over here, I'm gonna see a lot more businesses closed on this side of the mall as I get ready to exit. So again, please share this with all your friends and colleagues, guys. Please, if you guys ever have any notes, the email address is below. It's getting harder and harder for me to answer the emails because there's times I get 1,000 emails in a day. So I do my best to answer everything I can. Good luck to each and every one of you. Please don't forget the Patreon channel if you guys want access to me. Onward and upward, all the best to everybody. Okay, good luck.